Hello friends, everyone in the world wants to do trading. Why? Because there is money in it, and a huge amount of money at that. The kind of money that can change your life, that can turn dreams into reality, and it's with this same dream that an ordinary person steps into the market with a thought. I will make crores, have a big bungalow, expensive cars, a luxurious life, freedom, respect. And to be honest, this dream is not wrong. Every person should think big. The dreams that come true are the big ones. But friend, a person is only human. They come to the market with dreams but leave their system behind. They think just look at the charts, grab the opportunity when it comes. But this is the first big mistake, because in trading nothing happens just by thinking. Here every second is a test, and the failure of every test is directly taken from your money. Then comes a time when the person starts trading without thinking. After every loss, the next trade. After every mistake, hope. And in every candle, just one wish: this time let me make money. But then one day the account becomes empty and the same words come out of their mouth that thousands have said before. The stock market is just gambling. But no friend, the stock market is not gambling. Your thinking has become like gambling, and this is the difference between a trader and a professional trader. But now you have stepped onto a new path. A path where thinking gets an edge and a system gets direction. Marcel Link's book, High Probability Trading, is not just for reading, it is a mirror. A mirror in which every trader who is lost but does not want to accept defeat yet can see themselves. What Marcel Link has written is not part of any theory, it is the truth born from his own skin. And from this very book we have extracted 10 points that can shake your thinking, your habits, and your trading from its roots. But be careful friends, these points are not ordinary. Every line of these can touch your heart. It can sometimes silence you, sometimes shake you, but it cannot be ignored. Every point is the key to the next point. And if you truly want to become a professional, if you truly want to give your dreams the shape of reality, then do not make the mistake of skipping this audiobook, because this is not just a book. It is the ultimate knowledge by Marcel Link, and perhaps your last hope as well. So let's move towards the first point. Point 1. If you are trading without a plan, driven by emotion, you are not trading, you are just gambling. If you heard this and thought, bro, he's talking about me, then wait. Because it's not just you. 90% of traders entered the market with this same thinking. Everyone thinks, I need to earn something today. Let us open the chart, let us take an entry while we re-add it. But no one thinks, have I really decided why I will take this trade? Where will the stop loss be? Where is the target? When will I exit if things don't work out? No, we just think, let something happen today. And brother, this very thinking turns trading into gambling now. Think, when you start a journey, you check the route, timing, vehicle, petrol, right? When you go to play a game, you know the rules, so why not have a plan in something as serious as trading? Marshall says clearly, hope is not a strategy. And this is the biggest deception. People think hope is everything. Maybe it will go up, maybe it will work this time. But in the market, maybe doesn't work, brother. Here it's either conviction or loss. Now you might be thinking, so what should be in a plan? Listen, a plan means when will you enter? Where is the SL? How much risk will you take? What is the target? Under which conditions will you trade, and under which will you absolutely not? A plan controls your emotions. The plan is the brake that stops you from overtrading. The plan is the foundation on which profits are built. And if you have traded without a plan until today, believe me, you have deceived yourself. Marcel Link's experience tells us this. You should decide every day before opening the chart. What do I want to do today? Why do I want to do it? And how will I do it? Otherwise the same thing will happen that has been happening until now. Loss, then anger, then revenge, trading, and then the entire capital wiped out. Now another question. Will there be a profit every time with a plan? No brother, absolutely not. But Marshall says, loss without a plan is certain. In a planned trade, even if the stop loss is hit, you can learn something from it. In an unplanned trade, you only get regret. And understand one thing. The biggest cost of trading is not just money. Trading eats up your mental energy. And if you repeatedly take unplanned losses, your confidence also dies, and next time you won't be able to take a trade even at the right opportunity. Therefore, if you truly want to see yourself changed after today, follow one rule before starting trading. First the plan, then the trade. No plan, no level, clear, risk unknown. Then brother, I beg you, do not trade, otherwise you will lose a little bit of yourself every day, and one day you yourself will believe that the market will never let you win. But brother, that's not the truth. The market gives an opportunity every day, but it gives that opportunity only to those who come with a plan, not with hope. Point 2. Winning is not in every trade, but in the right trade. This means becoming a professional means trading less but with powerful trades, not jumping at every signal, but only going where your edge is. When we are new traders, there is an excitement to catch every movement. An opportunity seems to appear in every 5-minute candle. Every time the RSI crosses 30 or 70, it feels like boom. Every time a YouTuber says breakout is here, we go straight to the buy button, and only one thought runs in our heart. I must not miss a single opportunity. But this is the biggest deception. Profit doesn't come from trading frequency. It comes from precision. Many people think, if I take 10 trades a day, one will surely hit. But Marcel Link says, you are not paid per trade, you are paid per correct trade. And this is the difference between a beginner and a professional. A beginner lights a fire everywhere. A pro only goes where the petrol is already stored. Think a little deeper. Do you remember all those times when, in the chase of catching small movements, you took small profits? And then that same day, one wrong trade ruined the entire balance. Why? Because you wanted to trade every time you could, wait for the right trade. And brother, this is Marcel's experience, he says. Trading is not about action, it's about reaction, meaning you don't have to be active every time. You have to observe, understand, and trade only when everything is according to plan. Now a question. Will this mean fewer trades? Yes. Will it feel boring? Perhaps, but will it bring results? Definitely. Marcel Link learned this in his trading career. The market gives a trick every day, but it doesn't give money every day. And if you try to pull money out every day, one day the market will pull you out and throw you away. Now, think of yourself like a sniper. Snipers sit all day. They wait for hours, but they fire only when the target is absolutely perfect, and those who take a machine gun and fire everywhere are the first to fall on the battlefield. Same in trading. Taking every trade is not proof of your skill. It's proof of your restlessness, and controlling this restlessness is the true discipline. Now think. If you run at every signal, jump at every tip, take an entry after watching every reel, what are you doing? You are not making decisions. You are reacting to your FOMO. And Marcel says, no one catches a trend from FOMO with FOMO. People deceive themselves. So when should you trade? Simple. When there is proper confirmation in your setup, when the risk-reward justifies it, when market conditions are in your favor, and most importantly, when your mind is stable. Only then, and only then. Many people think, let me take a small scalp, just let this candle turn green. Let S kill the boredom. Brother, watch Netflix to kill boredom. Trading is not a cure for boredom. It is an exam. A professional trader is one who can say, nothing looks clear in the market today, so I will wait. I got a setup today, so I will execute it with calm mind. There is no setup today, so there is no need to trade. Remember, profit comes from analysis, loss comes from haste. Your job is not to trade every day. Your job is to strike at every right opportunity. Point 3. You don't need to beat the market every time, you just need to understand it. Meaning sometimes the smart move is to bow before the market. Fighting with ego every time is not professionalism. When we become new traders, a superhero awakens inside. After a couple of profitable trades, we start thinking, now, I understand this market, I will catch every trend. Now this market is in my fist, and that's where ego trading begins. Think, have you ever thought like this? This time my strategy is accurate. Last time the SL was hit, now I will beat the market. I'll make 10% in a day. I won't leave this chart today. If yes, then friend, understand that this mentality of wanting to beat the market will get you nowhere. Why? Because Marcel says, the market is not your enemy, it is your teacher. Now think, if a teacher is teaching something new every day, and you come to fight with the same old answer every time, what will happen? Your every answer will fail. The market is a teacher, it gives a new lecture every day. Sometimes a gap up opens, sometimes it sideways, sometimes it gives a fake breakout, sometimes news-driven volatility. But if you keep trying to force the same setup, impose the same strategy, you are not learning, you are just fighting. Marcel Link says, trading is not about proving you are right. It's about adapting to what the market is doing. Your job is not to prove to the market that you are right. Your job is to mold yourself according to the market. Connect this to real life. If it's raining, you open an umbrella, wear a raincoat. If a storm comes, you stay home. But if someone says, no, I will go out wearing only my sunglasses, what will happen? They will get wet, fall, get hurt. The same thing happens in the market. If the market's condition is bad, sideways, unclear, you should stop, you should be careful. But if your ego says, I have to earn today no matter what, then understand that loss is written that day. Another truth, the market's size is 1,000,000 times bigger than you. It has millions of people, crores of transactions, and billions in liquidity. You have not come alone to defeat that ocean. You have to catch its direction. You have to move with its waves, not swim against them. Marcel explains, a good trader is not one who wins every time, but one who listens every time. What is the market saying here? Another common mistake happens, overconfidence and revenge trading. Many people think, after a loss, now I will show it, now I'll take double the quantity. Now it's my turn, but in the attempt to show the market, you show yourself into loss, into an empty account. Therefore, Marcel's third lesson is very deep. Make every day a battlefield to beat the market. Understand it, observe it, and then move with its flow. Now a question. Does this mean you should sit quietly every time? Absolutely not. It means trade until the market is clear, and when it is clear, execute by leaving your ego at home. And one thing Marcel always says, the market is never wrong. You can be wrong, but the market is not. So if the market is moving against your setup, think the market has gone crazy today, think I must have missed something somewhere. It is this mindset that brings clarity. Then you come out of the race of win-loss and become a learning-based trader. Patience is not weakness, it is power. You don't need to trade every day, you don't need to catch every move, you just need to understand. What is the market's mood today? Is it inviting me or trapping me? And when you understand the market's psychology, then you start looking not for an entry but for an opportunity. Point 4. Keep a trading journal, otherwise you will repeat every mistake. Marcel Link's fourth point brings a very bitter but essential truth of our trading mindset. If you do not record your mistakes, you are doomed to repeat every mistake again and again. And believe me, repeating the same mistake is the most expensive trade. Do you know what mistake you made last week? In which trade did you rush in? Where did you not set a stop loss? Which entry did you take without confirmation? Where did emotions override your mind? If you do want to have the answers to these in written form, then brother, you will make the same mistake again, if not today, then tomorrow, Marshall says. A trading journal is not optional. It is the tool that separates disciplined traders from gamblers. Do you think keeping a journal is a boring task? It's not boring. It's building. It's the foundation of that consistency without which no trader becomes successful. Think you trade every day, something new happens every day. The market gaps up, news suddenly comes, a strategy fails, psychology gets messed up, or sometimes a big win happens. But if you didn't do a post-mortem of every trade that day, you wasted that experience. What does a professional trader do? After every trade they write, why did I take the entry? What did I think? What was the plan? Did it happen like that? If not, why? Will I do this again in a similar situation? And this very thing makes them grow, because Marshall says, the market will teach you, but only if you are paying attention, and attention means observing and documenting. Listen to a big truth. Those who do want to have a trading journal are not taking new trades every day. They are repeating old mistakes. They just feel they are taking new trades, but every decision is influenced by their past loss, fear, or greed. A direct question. When you lost twice on the RSI strategy, why did you jump into the same setup the third time? When you took a big loss by not placing a stop loss, why did you take a trade without SL again next time? When you took an entry without confirmation and got stuck, why the hurry again? Why? Because you didn't write down that mistake. You didn't hold yourself accountable. Marshall explains, your journal is your trading conscience. The journal is that inner voice that shows you the mirror every day. Think. You can see your performance after a week. You can find out on which days you lose more, which strategy is working, where your psychology is failing, at what time your decision-making becomes poor, and all this will be in your hands in a journal. Now, some people ask, is keeping a journal a waste of time? The direct answer is, time is wasted when you lose money without learning. Not by keeping a journal. Not keeping a journal wastes time, money, and mental energy. Another thing, a journal is not just for catching losses. It also highlights your winning patterns, which trades are consistently giving you profit. On which days do you perform best? In which market conditions do you shine? If you catch these patterns, you won't just trade. You will trade in your zone, Marshall says. Discipline is not what you say, it's what you track. Now know a simple structure for an effective journal. Date, time, symbol, stock setup, name, entry price, SL, and target, actual exit, P&L. Why did you take the trade? Was the execution according to plan? What will you change next time? This is enough to turn your trading 180 degrees. And brother, this is not just Marshall's secret. It's the secret of every big professional. Those who give more importance to data than money bring consistency. Now ask yourself, do you really want to become a professional, or just keep losing every day and say, I do want to understand what's happening? If the answer is the first one, then make a journal, write, track, improve. Because Marshall's clear message is, if you are not tracking, you are not learning. Point 5. Trading less is not a weakness. It is the identity of a professional. Meaning more action is not the goal. More accuracy is what will make you consistent. Marcel Link's fifth point breaks a thought that sits in every trader's mind nowadays. The more I trade, the more I will earn. And if you also have this thought inside you, then stop, brother, because this very thought has emptied lakhs of accounts until today. Marshall says clearly, trading less is not a sign of fear, but proof of the maturity of a trader who has understood that winning in the market comes from quality, not quantity. Let's ask a question. Do you get restless as soon as you open the chart every day? I have to do something. Let's take an entry. I've been watching for so long. Let me take something out. Brother, this restlessness is not trading. It is greed, it is fear, and it is poison. Listen carefully. A professional trader does not trade every day, but when they do trade, they do it like a surgeon operates, precise, calm, and with zero emotion. Think, if you were a sniper, what would you do? Fire a bullet every 5 seconds, or wait until the target is in the right place. Trading also needs a sniper mindset, not a machine gun approach, Marshall says. Overtrading is the most silent killer. It is not visible, not understood. It just slowly eats away your capital, your confidence, and your control. Now let's talk about the psychology. When a trader makes a good trade, they get dopamine, that kick of happiness, and then they want to feel that feeling again and again. So they think, let me trade more and win, but the market doesn't behave like that every time. And when decisions start happening from feeling, not from strategy, that's where the downfall begins. Marshall says in a great way, in the market, those who trade the most don't survive. Those who survive are the ones who choose the best trades. So the question arises, what does trading less mean? Does it mean don't look at the chart every day? No, it means do what we act to every moment, do what we make every signal into a trade. Do what click on every alert, observe, analyze, and execute only when everything's set up, psychology and condition fits right. Remember one line from Marshall, sit on your hands. It's better to miss an opportunity than to chase a bad one. Now a practical question, why does overtrading happen? 1. FOMO, others are earning, why should I be left behind? 2. Boredom, I have to do something, the day is going empty. 3. Revenge, a loss happened, now I have to recover. For greed, profit is happening, now let me take out more. But all 4 of these are enemies of trading. Now ask yourself, when was the last time you took a trade just out of boredom? When did you take a second trade in haste after a winning trade just because there's momentum? When did you double the quantity after a small loss, thinking now I have to recover? If the answer to these questions is yes, then brother, this point is not for you. It is for that trading demon sitting inside you that is hollowing you out again and again. Marshall says, professional trading is boring because it is repetitive, structured, and disciplined. Now brother, if you want excitement in trading, you are gambling. A professional trader doesn't want thrill. They only want control. Now a deep question. Do you trade every day just because you feel you will manage to take something out? Then listen to Marshall's answer. Every trade is a business decision, not a spin of the wheel. Now think of a small experiment. If you take only 5 trades a month and every trade is thoughtful, taken with a plan where 3 trades go right or don't, but the risk is controlled and the reward is high, then you can stay consistently profitable, because the goal of professional trading is to survive and scale, not to burn and blow up. Now let's understand some markers that tell you are overtrading. More than 5 trades a day, impulsive entries without strategy, changing stop loss again and again, revenge trading after a loss, staring at the chart out of boredom or frustration, taking more risk when making the most profit. If 3 of these are in you, then brother, stop, think, and purify your setup. Marshall's most powerful line on this point. Come out of the thinking of taking a trade every time and adopt the thinking of finding the right trade every time. One last thing about this point. Trading less is not fear. It is mastery. Trading less is not stinginess. It is wisdom. Trading less should be your identity, because that is what separates you from the crowd. Point 6. Trade with logic, not emotion, otherwise the chart will spin you around and you will keep believing the market is crazy. Now let us talk about the enemy that sits within us. Emotion. Yes, that emotion which sometimes becomes fear and stops our hand, sometimes becomes greed and increases the lot size, sometimes makes us take a revenge trade in anger, and sometimes makes us break discipline out of happiness. Marcel Link's 6-point strikes here. Trade with logic, not emotion, otherwise the chart will spin you around and you will keep believing the market is crazy. Think. Have you ever cursed the market? It went opposite to my thinking every time. I take an entry, the opposite happens. It feels like someone is watching my trick. The market has gone crazy today. Brother, the market is not crazy. We go crazy when emotion starts defeating our logic, Marshall says. The market doesn't know who you are. It doesn't care, but your emotions make you think it does. The market doesn't know anything about you. It is only showing what is but you because of your emotions. Start seeing things differently. Let's talk about the most common emotions. 1. Fear. A loss happened now. Fear starts about the next trade. The stop loss is nearby. Out of fear you exit early. The trade is going right, but you book profit quickly because what if it reverses? Fear doesn't distance you from trading. It distances you from your strategy to greed. Profit is running. A little more you move the stop loss because now the trend is formed. You take double quantity without confirmation. The jackpot will hit today, brother. There is no jackpot in the market here. There is only consistency. 3. Anger. A loss happened. This time ILL teach the market a lesson. Stop loss hit. Next time ILL trade without a stop loss. Whatever happens we LLC. Marshall says. Revenge trading is emotional suicide. You cannot take revenge on the market. You can only watch the funeral of your capital. For excitement. 1 trade. Now the dopamine kick came today. I am unstoppable. Next 3 trades are impulsive and all profit is gone. Excitement is trading as sweet as poison. It tastes sweet but kills. Now stop and ask yourself, have you ever taken a trade that was purely driven by emotion? Have you ever taken an extra lot in anger? Ever taken an entry on intuition without a plan? Ever left a right trade out of fear? If the answer is yes, then brother, Marshall Link's point is for you. Emotion kills execution. Logic builds consistency. So how to stop emotion? Marshall has the answer in 1 line. Plan your trade, then trade your plan and follow it like a robot, meaning until everything is written, thought and planned. Do untake a trade. And once you have taken it, now emotion has no role in it. Execution should be direct, precise, without if or but. Now let's talk about practical ways. 5 weapons to control emotion. 1. Keep a trading journal. Capture every emotion-driven trade to fix your trading time. When the mind is unstable, close the chart. 3. Predefine and write down entry SL target, so there's no need for improvisation, for mindfulness and short breathing pauses. Take a 10-second pause before every trigger. 5. See loss as neutral, not an insult. Every loss is a lesson, not an injury. Marcel Link says, emotion will always be there, but the pro knows how to ignore it. Now, listen to a powerful comparison. What does a trader driven by emotions do? Takes an early entry without a confirmed signal, removes the stop loss just because maybe I'll be saved, takes a revenge trade in anger and increases the loss, gets greedy in profit. A little more, thinks every setup is essential and takes a trade whether it's quality or not. But when a trader acts with logic, the picture changes. Takes entry only when confirmation is clear, the stop loss is set beforehand and is respected no matter what. Takes a break after a loss, doesn't run in anger. Books profit as soon as the target is hit, doesn't get stuck in greed. Doesn't strike at every opportunity, takes only the trades that pass their quality checklist. Now tell me, who do you want to become? There is no place for emotions in trading. This is business here. Decisions are made from data, not from the heart. Just as a surgeon turns off emotions while operating, a trader must read the chart by turning off emotions. Now listen to Marcel's one last heartbreaking but true statement. If you cannot handle your emotions, you are not worthy of handling the market. Point 7. Do not dance to every voice of the market. Listen only to the voice of your strategy. Marcel Link's 7th point strikes right at the core where every trader today is stuck. Information overload, voices from all sides, tips, WhatsApp calls, YouTube experts, and a mindset that changes every minute. Do not dance to every voice of the market. Listen only to the voice of your strategy. Think, brother. As soon as you open the chart in the morning on Telegram, it's buy Nifty now on WhatsApp. A friend is saying Bank Nifty is going to fly. A YouTube video says emergency alert, the stock market crash, and on Twitter someone is saying heavy call writing detected. Now think, listening and seeing all this, are you really able to listen to your system, or are you running in the direction of a crowd without thinking where that crowd is taking you? Marcel says clearly, if your strategy wobbles at every voice, then it's not a strategy, it's guesswork. Now ask yourself, have you ever taken a trade just because someone said so? Have you ever left your strategy and run after an alert? Have you ever avoided a trade out of fear after watching YouTube? If yes, then friend, you are trading in noise, not in the market. Now what is this noise? Noise is that information which is not necessary, which confuses you, distracts you, and worst of all, breaks your trust. Understand one thing. In trading, there are two types of traders. 1. The noise follower runs after every new news, every new signal. 2. The signal focused, moves only according to their own strategy, their own system. A noise follower trader can never be confident because their direction keeps changing according to others. And the signal-focused trader quietly watches, observes, and takes action only when the system says so, not when some person says so. Marcel says, a trader who listens to everyone ends up trusting no one, not even himself. Look at how much data is in the market. News indicators, global markets, options chain, volume spikes, RSI MACD, Bollinger Bands, Fibonacci, social media commentary fee, and T data, and on top of that 100 different YouTube videos. The question is not how much data you have, the question is, what can you ignore? Because Marcel has a golden rule. Your biggest edge is not the indicator you use. It sets the discipline to use just one and ignore the rest. Now think, you look at 5 different indicators at once. One says buy, the second says wait, the third says sell. What will your brain do? It will get confused, freeze, and then take an impulsive decision. This is where the power of clarity comes. Clarity comes when you know what your strategy is. You know how the signal is formed. You know when to enter, when the SL is, when to exit. And most importantly, you are not influenced by anyone else's voice. Marcel's most powerful statement. The market rewards the focused, the scattered get slaughtered. Meaning those who win in the market are the ones with laser focus, the rest just lose to their own doubts. A real-world example. Imagine you are flying a plane, there are 100 alarms ringing in the cockpit. Some are saying turn left, some are saying go down, some are saying the wind is changing, but what does your main navigation system say? A trained pilot trusts only that he mutes everything else, and this is the mindset you need in trading. So how to avoid noise? Here are 5 powerful ways. 1. Follow only one strategy. Don't change the strategy again and again until it comes. 2. Distance from alerts and WhatsApp groups. The more exposure, the more confusion. 3. Observe the chart quietly for 30 minutes before trading without any bias. 4. Before entry, write WHY. Check if this decision is yours or influenced by someone else. 5. Review after the trade. Was it taken because of noise? If yes, avoid it next time. Marcel says, discipline is not just about action, it's about ignoring distraction. The most important thing, when you come out of the noise, you get clarity. When you have clarity, decision-making becomes faster. When decisions are fast, execution becomes clean. And when execution is clean, no matter what the result, you always grow. Next time someone says, bro, their SA breakout today, or the market is going to crash, sell everything, ask yourself just one question. Is my strategy saying this? If the answer is no, then scroll, smile, and quietly observe. Point 8. Do not see every loss as a failure. The right loss is the highest step of learning. Now let us talk about the moment every trader fears but no one can avoid. Loss, yes, that loss which breaks the heart, shakes confidence, and pushes many out of the market itself. But Marcel Link says, every loss is not a failure, rather it is a necessary tuition fee that teaches you what no video, no guru, and no strategy can teach. Think, have you ever really learned something from a win? Or let's say when you win, do you sit down to analyze what you did right? Probably not, because winning gives you a reason to celebrate, but loss forces you to question, and that's where real growth begins. Marcel says, a winning trade gives you money, a losing trade gives you a story if you pay attention. Now a question, did you ever take a loss and ask yourself why it happened? Or did you directly blame it? Market manipulation news came, stop loss was hunted. The system failed, brother. If you keep running from loss, you are running from the teacher that can make you the most powerful. There are 2 types of losses in trading. 1. Bad loss, without strategy, without plan, impulsive trade. 2. Good loss, a loss taken with a plan, the strategy was followed, just that the market didn't support that day. Now listen to Marcel saying, bad loss breaks you but good loss makes you. Marcel says, The difference between a pro and an amateur is not how much they win but how they respond when they lose. Now let us talk about how to turn every loss into a right loss. Follow the 5-step loss learning method. 1. Write the full context of the loss in your diary. Set up entry exit feeling. 2. Was this trade according to plan? If yes, accept the loss proudly. 3. How much emotion was in it? Fear, greed, haste. For what will you do differently next time? Extract an action. 5. Review after 24 hours. When the mind is calm, you will see the real lesson now. A fantastic thing Marshall tells. 1 right loss teaches you what even 10 wins cannot teach. And brother, every big professional trader has crossed this path. They faced the loss, understood the fear, learned from it, refined their system by learning, and laid the foundation of their victory from that very loss. One last question. Do you change your strategy when you see a loss? Do you leave trades out of fear every time a loss comes? Do you consider every loss an insult? If yes, then brother, now set this saying of Marshall in your mind. Loss is not your enemy, it is your trainer. Point 9. Understand yourself before understanding the market, because the decision is not made by the chart, it is made by you. Now let us talk about the person who is the biggest factor in every trade. You yourself. Yes, you heard right. The market does undefeat you. You defeat yourself. And Marcel Link's 9th point teaches just that. Understand yourself before understanding the market, because the decision is not made by the chart, it's made by you. Think, brother. Before trading, which charts do you look at? Price chart, indicators, volume, candlestick patterns. But there is one chart that most people do not look at. Your mental chart. In it run hopes, fears, greed, doubt, and the most dangerous thing, ego. Marshall says, trading is not about predicting the market. It's set about understanding how you respond when the market surprises you. Now the question is, when a trade goes against you, what do you do? Do you quietly take the stop loss, or do you take a revenge trade in anger? When a trade goes into profit, do you exit according to plan, or do you keep increasing the target in greed? All this comes not from your system but from the person inside you. Marshall says again and again, the market is a mirror, it reflects the trader inside you. If you are cowardly inside, the market will give you a reason to fear. If you are greedy inside, the market will give you an opportunity for greed. If you do untrust yourself, the market will test you at every step. Now, what is the biggest trap in trading? I have understood the market. Marshall says, the moment you think you have conquered the market, you are setting yourself up for a lesson. That market cannot be conquered. You can dance with the market, but with your own rhythm. Now the biggest question. Have you ever asked yourself, what type of trader am I? Aggressive or conservative, scalper or swing? Emotion-driven or rule-based? Impulsive or patient? If you have unasked, then you cannot even build a strategy, because a strategy works only when it matches your personality. Marshall's deep point. A system does unfail. It just does unfit the wrong trader, meaning sometimes we blame the system when the truth is that system was unmade for us in the first place. Now ask yourself an honest question. Do you review yourself after every trade? Have you ever written your emotion-driven habits? Have you ever written in your journal when you took a trade in anger? No, then you are not trading against the market. You are trading against your own mind. Now Marshall's fantastic mindset framework, the self-awareness triangle. 1. Awareness. I know when I become impulsive. 2. Acceptance. I accept that I can be wrong. 3. Adjustment. Next time I will work from a plan, not from reaction. If you miss one, you lose all 3. Marshall. Now listen to a fantastic realization. You removed a stop loss once and the loss became bigger. You exited quickly once and the price soared. You took a revenge trade once and the entire profit vanished. What is the cause of all this? Not the chart, not the market, not the news. No, it's you now. A brutal truth. Understanding the market is an art, but understanding yourself is a war, and winning this war is real trading mastery. Marshall says one thing repeatedly. Before every trade, ask yourself, am I calm, clear, and committed? If not, step back. Now let's talk about some tools that increase self-awareness. 5 powerful self-habits. 1. 5 minutes of deep breathing before trading. Reset the mind to before every trade. Right. Why am I taking this? If the answer is emotion, don't take it. 3. End of day self-review. 3 questions. What did I learn? What did I miss? What will I improve? 4. In your trading diary, create an emotion graph. Mark the emotion level from 1 to 10 at the time of entry. 5. On Sunday, read last week's mindset mistakes. You will catch the pattern and progress will happen. Marshall says, if you are making the same loss every day, you are not repeating the strategy, you are repeating yourself. Last question. Do you try to control the market or yourself? Do you fight with loss or accept and learn from it? Do you chase results or follow the process? Point 10. Run trading like a professional business, otherwise it will turn you into an emotional game. Now we have come to Marcel Link's final and most important point. A point that will directly change your thinking. It will take the trader inside you out of hobby and make them a pro. Because Marshall says clearly, if you take trading lightly, it will pay you out lightly. The meaning is straight, brother. Trading is not a time pass or gambling, it is a professional business. Now think, does any business run without preparation, without rules, without records? No, right? Then why in trading? If you open the screen every day and just see what happens, think then, brother, you are still playing a game. You are not doing business. What is the mind of a pro trader like? They do preparation, calculate risk, analyze every loss, every entry is documented, and most importantly, they run on discipline, not on emotions. Now ask yourself, do you have a daily routine? is their morning preparation, a watch list. A pro keeps track of every trade, and a pro focuses on the process, not the result. Now ask yourself 3 questions. 1. Do I prepare for trading every day? 2. Is every trade of mine based on logic, not feeling? 3. Do I treat my capital like business money? If the answer is no, then brother, now is the time to change. Marshall had said, only those who take trading seriously survive in the long term. Now you have Marcel Link's 10 master keys. If you truly adopt even one of these points, you will come out of that crowd which only dreams but does not build the path. So let us end this series here, but the real beginning of your change will start now according to this video. And if these points have reached your heart, then just do one thing. Like this video, share it with that friend of yours who is still stuck in the market today. Tell in the comments which point touched you the most, and if you want such real powerful and pro trading guides, then do you and forget to subscribe to the channel. We will meet in the next season with a new book, new rules, and a new mindset. Until then, remember, trading does you and watch your emotion. It watches your execution. Thank you.